Okay, I want to talk about strumming now a little bit. First of all, when you hold your pick, hold it as close to the tip as you can, and don't line it up with your finger and twist your wrist this way. Line your hand up as if you were strumming with an open thumb and finger, so that your wrist is nice and straight and relaxed. Put the pick in there so that it's pointing towards the strings, but don't bend your wrist to get it that way. Your wrist should still be nice and relaxed. Now the trick to holding a pick is to hold it loosely enough that it'll flex. On your downstrokes, you want it to give a little bit this way, and on the upstrokes, it's going to give a little bit the other way. It's like you're painting the strings. If this was a tiny paintbrush, it's like I'm painting the strings. It's not like I'm hitting the strings. We call it a pick because you are, when you play, you're going to pluck. But when you strum, it's like you're brushing the strings. It's like a tiny paintbrush. And it's going to give this way on the way down, and it's going to give that way on the way up. Now, I use a real heavy pick because I don't want to wait for it to snap back when I'm playing leads. But in the beginning, I would recommend a thin pick. Buy some Fender Thins. I like the standard shape. I'm sort of old school, and I also like these confetti-colored picks because when I drop them on stage, I can find them. No matter what color the stage or the floor or the carpet is, I can find these picks when I drop them. So I like the confetti picks, and I like the Fender standards. But hold the pick loosely enough so that when you strum, it's not going to sound like this. If I hold the pick too tight, you get that real brassy sound. But if I hold it loose, I can get that mellow sound. Also, the faster you go, the looser you have to hold the pick, or it gets real loud. If strumming faster makes you strum louder, you're holding the pick too tight. So you should be able to strum fast or slow and get roughly the same volume. Okay, there's downstrokes, upstrokes. If you're counting time, the downstrokes are normally the numbers. It would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats to a measure there. Now, if you're strumming upstrokes, it's usually eighth notes. That means 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's how you count eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, it sounds real mechanical when I count it and demonstrate it, but you're going to play this with a little feeling. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It'll go a lot slower than that in the beginning. Go real slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the beginning, I would practice chords, one strum each. Like I'm going to go a G chord, one strum. Then change to an E minor chord, one strum, then change to a C chord, one strum, then change to a D chord, one strum. Later, when the chords are able to move easily, practice going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor, 2, 3, 4, C. And it'll go slower than this in the beginning. Don't feel bad. We all started out slow. Now, the reason we're learning those 4 chords is there are hundreds of songs that go to those same 4 chords. You can get Brown Eyed Girl with those 4 chords, Stand By Me. Check my webpage. I'll have lists of the songs that you can play with just G, E minor, C, D.